And I think there is it's a very important issue and question that we're coming to right now. Who goes to politics? And I've spoken to some of the people who are in politics on this topic, and they say, well, people either go to politics out of the feeling of anger or the feeling that they want to change something. I say, wait a minute. There must be the third option when people just go out of pure selfishness.
Oh, yeah. So, well, I don't. It depends what you define as selfishness. I don't think they go into it because of financial gain. There
isn't much financial gain.
Now first. There's NAFL. I think there's NAFL. I mean, I could make, I mean, I would like to be an MP one day, but my goodness, I mean, think of a job in your life where you're being paid £85,000, I believe, and you have your entire life, past, future, current, thrown up. Everything you've done is apparently wrong. Everything can be skewed. You are not entitled to make any mistakes for private life, anything like this. It's all awful. And we just need to grow up. I mean, we really need to grow up as a country and as a people. That we are now in an age where I think I'm probably the first generation of people going to politics where we have iPhones, and it's not like in the past where, you had MPs that used to get away with horrific things. You now have a situation where actually you can't even have someone that's, they've been caught picking their nose on the underground. They're dead. I mean, we just have to be a little bit more grown up and understanding that people will make mistakes, and that, nearly everyone of probably my generation, they're either going to have something in their past, or they would have been complete losers at university and done nothing apart from, eat Athens and hummus. There is, people are entitled in their mistakes, particularly when they're young, and, ticky boo, let's move on from that, grow up, and it's only you're just going to create a generation of Puritan losers that go into politics, which we don't want. But, yes, I mean, I don't think there's any selfishness in regards to financial gain. I think most people that go into politics do it generally because they want to help their community. Equally, there's a group of complete amateurs out there that, frankly, £95,000 is probably the most money they could ever make in any part of their lives. And, politics is quite a low-paid profession. And if you're into politics
in this country,
yes, in the Maida. Yes, and then you come up with the juicy bits that you can in other countries. But yeah, it's relatively low paid, and if you want to go into politics, there's the MP route. There's lots of other routes, but I would say that it's I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say the majority of people do it for any selfish reasons, but it's more the fact that I personally think you should go into politics after you've done something interesting with your life. And that if you're going to, people view being an MP as like, this is their job, this is their life job, their career. And no, that really is not what it should be. You're not helping anyone with that. You really aren't. You're just, like I said, you're wasting our time. Yeah, I think most people that go into politics are good. I just think that we need, going back to what I was previously saying, greater diversity of background and opinion and all this sort of stuff.
And then many people will genuinely wonder, well, since I would like to go into politics and I would like to participate more, but then except for conferences and meetings and, talking to people, what do I actually do? How do I get into that Conservative Party leadership? How do I advance myself, go up that career ladder?
No, this is a good question. I mean, I think a lot of people don't know, and they're quite.
So how do you get there?
First things first, I would say you contact your local association. Every single person here, who's a member, will be a member of a certain association. Find them, email them, say I'd like to get involved. You have a structure. You have things like ward committees where you have a ward of about 6,000 people with 3 councillors, maybe 2 councillors. You get involved in that. You then maybe get involved in the greater committee of the association. You then if you are either lucky enough like I am or actually effective enough, you become an association chairman. And then there's also more things you can do there. You become an area chair, a regional chair, you get involved in the party board. There's lots of things you can do there. But also, like any good association will have lots of events, lots of stuff. But the problem is, I mean, it's not like what it used to be. My parents met at Young Conservatives. Young Conservatives used to have something like 3 million people in the 1950s or 60s. It was just a big dating club, to be fair. I mean, let's be honest about it. But, it had there was a lot going on and a real community sense with conservative associations. And, you'd have conservative associations of 3,000-4,000 people. I think now probably the biggest association maybe has 1,000 to 2,000. Most associations are 500 to 250. I mean, and some have even less than that. You're in Scunthorpe, you've got one and his dog. This is the problem. People are much more interested now in becoming members of things like the National Trust than they are about the local, a conservative association. And it's what is really sad about it actually is I have never met more hilariously interesting people in my association. You just meet so many interesting people. I can't describe it. I know I can name so many people that are just caricatures. I mean, they are fantastically hilarious people.
And there are so many people not even remotely close to politics. They're just there in the organization.
Yeah.
They're just interested to contribute.
I know one who is, I won't reveal names, but he's just this really well-known historian and who's such a sense of humor. One who's got a hereditary knighthood and he's Churchill from The Crown. I mean, he's just the funniest person. And then you've just got really sweet people, really nice ladies that have just been here for 30 years. And I mean, you will not meet a more wonderfully eclectic and hilarious group of people. You really won't. And particularly when you get to know them. And they're a dying breed. I mean, quite literally. And it's often the people I know. I feel privileged in the sense as a 30-year-old. I know people in their 70s and 80s, and it's a real link to the past. It's really fascinating. I've got a close friend who was the first person to ever come out gay on national television in I think the 1960s, and he used to be actually a member of the Liberal Party.
Wait, what was that? What's his name?
Steve Atag.
No, I haven't heard of him.
No, he's a fantastic, very interesting individual. I see him usually every Friday at the pub because that's usually his office. But you just
His constituency work, helping the pubs.
help local businesses. But you meet just the most fascinating people, and you're not going to meet these people anywhere else. So I really recommend if you are involved in get involved in your association, get heavily involved. You just meet so many interesting people. There are, of course, like in every that association, any area, some people that are less good. On the whole, they're amazing. And particularly my members, fantastic.